Good afternoon. This is Vanto. I am in Cape Town. And as usual, I am somebody who likes to do research, checking things that are interesting to our lives, especially things that are, things of anti-aging and longevity as we grow older. We want to make sure that we energize, we want to make sure that we protect our bodies so that we can live long lives. I checked two things today that are extremely interesting. I checked the history of sweets, better known as candy, that is better known. And I also checked the history of cocaine. These two things, they are extremely interesting to find out that originally candies, or you call them sweets, they were for the rich, because they used to all those feel-good hormones. They used to satisfy the feel-good hormones when you consume them, and you would feel good. But poor people didn't have time for that. They just wanted to fill their stomach. And cocaine as well. When you look at the history of cocaine, it was the rich people who wanted to make sure that they bring up their adrenaline and the serotonin, and just to make them to be awake and to be high and to feel the bliss of the moment. These two, when you look at their history, where they come from, if we can start with candy, if you check at the Wikipedia, what candy was for. It's very interesting that by the year 2000 years ago already, the Egyptians, they were taking together the fruit, and honey, and they would make candy out of it. And then in the West at that time, they would take a cocoa and put it together as well with sugar, and they would also make a candy. But when we look at these things, if you look at candy as sweets, it was meant to make friends, it was meant to share, to share the love and all that. But unfortunately, we have a time in South Africa that candy was not anymore that good. When we look from 8 years ago, candy was mixed together with the cocaine. And our children, they got addicted. When we are taking children to school, we didn't know at that time that our children are now addicts. Right now, about 27% of South Africans under 20, they are addicts, which means that in 2050, this whole history of the land, the history of electricity, that will not be part of the campaign. Today we fight the land, the electricity, the foreigners, but come 2050, we will just be saying, even if you are a Chinese, even if you are a Somalian, all that we need a president that is not, that is sober. By that time, we will just be looking for a sober person. Because if we have 27% of the addicts in South Africa as children and under 20, imagine the future. Imagine where we are going. But by the year 2050, 50% of our youth will be addicted, and it takes 400 per day, 400 South African rands to feed the addiction. And if you can't afford that, you must join the best of the gangs. That is why today in Brazil, though they have more, squatters than us. They've got more sheikhs than us in Brazil right now. But if you look at their presidents, they are not talking about, we are going to give you homes. They are not talking about this and that. All they are talking about is that how can they save people from gangs, because the gangs are more powerful than the police. They are more powerful than even the army. Because those are the people that started enjoying this cocaine as little children, and now they are at the point where they are ready to die and they are ready to kill for it. This is the future, unfortunately. When 2050 comes, we will not be fighting for land, my friend. We will not be fighting for electricity. We are going to be fighting for safety, to be safe from the 50% of our population that is addicted. That is where we are going. Now, that is the story of the sweets that we have today that are a pandemic in our schools. They are, and most of us, we are looking away. We don't investigate where this thing is going to end with us. But also, when you investigate the sweets as the sweets, you will see that before the Industrial Revolution, actually the sweets were medicine. It says that they were medicine for the throat, and they were medicine for the digestion. Why am I giving you this story? The sweets are back. The sweets are back. Those sweets that were medicine, they are back. Let us take back our country, which is taken by the sweets of the cocaine, the sweets of the heroin. Let us return our country with the sweets that are medicine. They are back right now. Those are the good news. We have the sweets again that are medicine. Now, we must beat those sweets that are taking away our children. If you look at where we are today, by 2050, our national IQ average IQ will be so low. It will be very, very low. We won't have the politics that we have today. The fastest growing movement is not ANC youth or DA youth or EFF youth. No, the fastest growing movement today is the movement of the drug addicts. That is the fastest growing movement. And we need to call our children back and give them the right sweets. We need to call them and give them the right sweets. I will have other videos that are talking about these revolutionary sweets that are there, which are supplements. I'm very excited to have these sweets, and they are distributed by a company called APLGO. These sweets are there. I have them here with me, plenty of them, and they are doing wonders, and I'll be very happy to share them with you in the next videos. I've got plenty of them here. So have a wonderful day. I will share in the next video about what these sweets do, and just please follow the video, follow my links. Have an awesome day.